Welcome to today's show. This is Share Your Nurse Story, and this is actually our seventh episode. This is a major kudos, a milestone for nurses in charge. I am your host. My name is Dr. Nyeku Kimuho, founder of Nurses in Charge. We are a nonprofit organization based in the United States, but have members globally. We are expanding our horizon, I would say, across the globe. We are an international organization, even though we were founded in the US. So, our mission is to connect nurses through networking, through building relationships, professional relationships, celebrating our big and small um, achievements, no matter what it is. From graduation to being accepted into nursing schools, to birth dates. Um, yeah, we don't limit it. We're making sure that all nurses are empowered through professional development and making sure we can level the ground from the novice to the expert nurses, bridging those gaps that exist currently. So today's episode is special. It is remarkable. I cannot wait to speak with our guest of this show. So, meanwhile, I will bring our guest um, way from Cameroon. This is the reason why we're having today's show at 1 p.m. Eastern instead of 5 p.m. because we had to adjust the time to meet his needs. The time zones are so intricate, I tell you. I'm learning a whole lot about time zones. So this is incredible. And let me see, here he is. This is, okay. Let me let him come in. Yes, yes. Perfect. All right, we are connecting. We are connecting. Grab your friends, grab your colleagues, your nursing colleagues, and join us. Okay. All right. I had to communicate back and forth, trying to get my guest instructions to join us. Perfect. He's coming through. So, if this is your first time visiting our episode, our podcast, you are welcome. If you are returning, I say thank you for your time. Thank you for investing a portion of your 24 hours into listening to our unique stories. This is Share Your Nurse Story. You won't believe it. There are so many nurses out there. I would say every nurse per se shows up at work faithfully without work ethic. But behind those smiles, behind those brave faces, they call us heroes. But listen, every hero has a story. Every hero has a story. Here we are. Hey, Beniyu, how are you? Welcome. I was just keeping the stage warm. You are muted. I did not mute you. I'm just saying I noticed that you are muted. Unmute yourself and join the party. It's just you and I today on this show. You are not even my guest. You are my co-host. So let's get this party started. Okay. You may be having a network issue there, but that's okay. This party must go on. You will come through. I know you will. Unmute. Okay. All right. Oh, he went away. You will come through. Network issues are not new to nurses in charge. Listen, when we have our global meetings, we have a monthly global meeting. Then every other month we have meet and greet. Our members from worldwide, we are currently in 19 countries. Members from 19 countries, all six continents are have been tapped by nurses in charge. So when we have our global meetings, listen, technical difficulties, reception issues. Nowadays, it's I don't know. Have you heard of alarm fatigue? We are connectivity issues fatigued. We just don't pay mind to it. We just wait till our members come through because this technology thing can be ridiculous sometimes. When you need it to work, that is when it starts to give you issues. And I often say technology sometimes acts like my kids when they don't want to do their chores, they will have issues or yeah, they'll say, "Oh, mommy, my toe hurts, my nail hurts, my hair follicle hurts." So listen, this show will go on. We are waiting for Beniyu, and let's just keep coming through. I see someone joining us. I see you guys coming through. Please, if you have any comments, you have questions, let me start posting our email and contact info. So if you are interested in joining me on one of these Sundays, feel free. Listen, I go to church and then after church, I join this party. This is the earliest we've held the podcast though. Usually we have the podcast at 5 p.m. And that means I leave church, get home, have some food to eat, and then come on a podcast. But listen, nurses, we are very flexible. If any profession um, uh, is flexible, proof, or what the term will be for that, we are very much flexible as nurses. So um, if we need our members to come here during daylight in their time zone, we will make it happen. That is one thing we're really adjusting. Thank you for those who are joining us today. Listen, today's podcast is all about nursing being a vocation. A vocation. Listen, if you've heard that word before, that nursing is a vocation, and I want to get your point of view on that as well. Do you believe that nursing is a vocation? And when you came into nursing, was is that how you came in, saying my heart, this is calling, this is my calling? Is that just because it is said that nurses make money? There's money in nursing. Listen, I've been a nurse now 25 plus, well, going on to 26 years, counting my nurses 8 years. If nursing had money the way people advertise it sometimes, or I would say commercial rises that nurses make money, by now I'll be a billionaire. I'll be a billionaire. If nursing really makes money or nurses make that much moolah, I'll be a billionaire by now. And maybe you would be. So let me know. If you've already become a billionaire being a nurse, please let me know where you work and what is it, which specialty you work you're currently working at or you've worked at. Okay. Um Okay, we are waiting. Oh, you are having some tough times, my brother. You're trying to truly join me, and your reception is going in and out. Hmm. Okay. Thank you for those who are just waiting. I truly, truly want you all to get this story. It's a beautiful story um, about how this young man, I say young man because, hey, we're all young at heart, how he joined nursing, how he came into nursing, and his unique story is one to be told just by him. Okay, what is your nurse story? See this commitment being demonstrated right here. You like, look, I see you now. Can you see me? Yes, you are muted.
Let me,
Yeah,
okay,
you
I've
are.
ordered mine.
Huh?
No, I'm fine. Good evening once more. I'll say the network is not really the best with us here.
I
I'm
know.
really, really trying.
You are trying. And that is the reason why I was telling our viewers, I said, we will wait on Banyuy, and I know you would come through because you kept going in and out. And I know Cameroon, Liberia, sometimes even China, they all have issues. But welcome to our show. You are my co host, and we are going to throw this party like none ever before. You are the star of episode number 7, and I am excited that you could join me. I just want you to introduce yourself to our viewers. We are streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, and um, YouTube. So please do us the favor of introducing yourself.
Okay, good evening, madam. Good evening, our viewers. Once more, my name is Mr. Banyuy Mekaila Berinyuy. I am a nurse. I am in Cameroon, and precisely, I work on the redefined
I know you will come through.
network.
There you
My
go.
network. Okay,
It's okay. It's all right.
okay, madam. The network is still disturbing.
I know.
Trying so hard.
Here you are. OMG, this network is acting up. So we all got a little glimpse of my co-host, and he will come back. I truly appreciate him sharing his story. Do you all have a story to share? Really? Let me know if you want to co-host with me one of these days. Um, we're usually here on Sundays, and we will adjust the time to your time zone. And I am a night owl. I work night shifts, so even daytime I'm up. I get my sleep, and I still live life. So wherever your time zone is, we can work with it. I truly just really desire for nurses to tell their stories, unique stories. Let the world know that we are we have taken on this journey as nurses, but it's not easy. Listen, I don't know about you, but even going through nursing school was not easy for me. Um, if it was easy for you, a bed of roses, you let me know. But nursing school was like a boot camp. And then you graduate nursing school, you then hit the real world running. And there is almost never a dull moment in a nurse's life at work. Um, in my life outside of work, yeah, I can have a lot of time to have my leisure activities, but at work, I don't know. Work is always busy. There you are. Keep trying, brother. We will make this show happen today. Oh dear.
Okay, thank you once more, madam. I
Perfect.
hope I introduced myself, and I am also happy being with you people and for the patience due to my network. Yes, before I will start, I said nursing. I consider nursing as a vocation,
Mm-hmm.
not a profession,
Mm-hmm.
because to me, nursing is a vocation.
So nursing is a vocation, not a profession. Tell me more about that, Benny. This network needs to let you be so you can tell us. Okay. Okay, my dear. Oh, your screen is frozen and then it's out. Okay. I'll keep entertaining our audience until we get this show going. Whoever put that heart, the reaction, thank you so much. I love you too. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Awesome, awesome. So, um, uh, yes or no? What do you believe, or what is your um definition? Your um, how do you value nursing? Do you value nursing as a profession or a vocation, and why? I personally believe it's both, but you first have to take that calling and then become a professional. And it is a profession, and but yet we need to truly come into nursing with our whole heart. Um, on the side of a profession, if nursing is not a vocation, I would say we would truly be into nursing. And there are nurses who come into nursing and it's just, okay, let me go make money. Nurses make a lot of money. Oh, nursing is flexible. It's a flexible profession. Let me go and so I can be able to do this and do that, travel the world. But they get into nursing and it may not be, I will not generalize. It may not be what they thought it is, and then it become a disappointment. But nursing as a vocation, for me, truly that definition that defines that nursing is a calling. You feel called into this profession, and therefore, when there are challenges, when there are unexpected turns, you truly have to fall back on your why. Why did I become a nurse? And it is that aspect of it being a vocation that truly has kept me into nursing over the years, because I have had my ups and downs. I've been burnt out and kept my profession going, kept my career, because It is a calling for me. Um, and while we wait for Banyuy, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I became a nurse because I was inspired by my mother. She is a nurse herself. Okay. Oh, Siane says, yes, I agree both. You have to treat nursing as a vocation. I admit I want to join nursing because it is a great opportunity. I am still trying to fall in love with nursing. Well, thank you, Siane, for commenting on this question. And yes, I agree with you. I cannot wait for other oppositional uh, responses to this question. Is nursing a vocation for you or a calling? And it's okay, it is personal for all of us. Some came into nursing as a profession only, not a calling, because they may not believe in that aspect of it. It's okay. We're all nurses. We're doing a greater. We're working each day, doing the greater good, and taking care of humanity. I respect that. But thank you for commenting. And as I was saying, I became a nurse after being inspired by my mother. Listen, my mother has been a nurse now for, I would say, maybe 40, 45 years, all my life, really, more than that. And back home, these nurses dress up. Even today, they still do, because we have some nurses in charge members who sometimes dress up in their uniforms going to work. In Africa, for the most part, I believe even in Asia, parts of Asia, they still dress up in the white um, dresses. They dress up. Their scrubs are white. I mean, like really, really white. They iron it, make it nice and pressed. They wear the white stockings for the women, of course. And then there's some places still, some countries still wear the nursing cap. And for me, growing up in Africa, that was something that really, really amazed me. I loved it. I grew up admiring my mother dressed up all in white. I mean, her shoes were polished with a white polish, and she took pride in her work. The community loved her. She is a critical thinker. She is a prudent nurse. Every definition of those characteristics, really, she embodied that. So growing up, I just like, wow, everyone loves my mother, and they respected her. They took advice from her. They would bring their children. You're back. Yay. So I grew up loving the profession, and then it became a calling for me as the years came along. I started to truly define what nursing would be for me. And I would say that is when I went into becoming a nurse's aide to truly see if this is where my heart was calling me into for a profession. And that has not changed from the age of 9 when I told my teacher in class that I would I would love to grow up and become a nurse just like my mother. Um, that has not changed. Hey Ben, I see it's getting dark in your area. It's what, 6 p.m. in Cameroon. Maybe you can turn the camera off. Maybe that will help with the reception. Sometimes we
Call
try
me.
that too.
Oh, you call me, Visa.
Okay. I would love to see you and we can converse this way. But if you're having issues with the reception, sometimes it helps to turn the camera off and speak. Maybe that might help. Um, but either way, keep doing what you're doing. We um, we have the entire hour, but I truly want to share your story. I want you to share your story with the world. You're muted again.
I continue from where I was saying that my story. I said I consider nursing as a vocation
Uh
and
huh.
not a profession because nursing is more than what let me say what we do. We cannot really explain or whatsoever, and it is something I think worthy. And when you consider something worthy, it is something that you are ready to sacrifice for, that you consider it a calling
Mm-hmm.
and nursing is not a profession like others say where you go or job that you go and learn. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you still need something that you can take care of your families and others.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing is something which a person is born with, not trained, because when you are trained, at times you are bound to do what you are trained. But when you act, basing on the fact that you know that this person is there waiting for me, the vulnerability of this person lies in my hands, and the outcome of this person lies in my hands. The emotional feelings of this person is in my hands. You act based on enthusiasm and maybe not sympathy. Even though to some certain extent we have sympathy, but I consider enthusiasm as an act or as a way that you can show somebody that you agree with the person. And what you do as a nurse, not everybody can do it, or not anybody or you yourself, you cannot explain at times what you do in terms of nursing. For instance, there are some nursing care procedures that
Mm-hmm.
you do that somebody will feel like this and say that no,
Mm-hmm.
interruption.
Okay. So I'm glad you're
And then
back joining us. I need
looking
you
at the
to
aspect,
tell us your own story. Tell us what nursing, how you became a nurse, what opportunities, struggles, challenges you've experienced as you that sets you apart from other nurses, and def- that has given you this concept that nursing is a vocation. How did you come about with that personally? What is your story?
uh,
Can you hear me?
how
Hello,
of
Ben. You.
how I to be a nurse. I once visit a hospital.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hello, Dr. Swati Santos Reni. Thank you. You're joining us from Mumbai, India. Welcome. It's interesting. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are speaking with Banyuy. I know you're just joining us, Dr. Swati. I hope I am pronouncing your name well. We're speaking with Banyuy. He is a nurse in Cameroon, and he is really having a connectivity issue there, and he has a unique story to share. We were on a good path, and then the internet continues to kick him out. So perfect. So the question goes again: do you consider nursing a vocation or a profession, or both? What is your take on that? Okay. Awesome. That was Siane's response to the question earlier as I was reading it to our viewers. That Siane um, believes that nursing is both a vocation and a profession. Thank you, Siane. Feel free to let us know, Dr. Swati, if you are a nurse or a medical doctor, and secondly, how how would you say nurses in India would how do they consider nursing to be a profession or a vocation? And I keep pressing on that notion because um, in today's society where I personally have had a conversation or two or many over the years with nurses who they came into nursing with expectations that were unrealistic. Others came into nursing with somewhat of a realistic expectations, but over the years, as they evolve as nurses, something clicked or something did not make sense in the profession. And going back to basics as to how did I get here? Why did I choose this profession? Um, I truly believe from my own story that it has to be from deep down in your core as to my why. If I came into nursing for um, uh, the money, if I came into nursing because I believe it's a calling, those two, or I came into nursing because my family believed that all of us should become nurses. Mom is a nurse, dad is a nurse, and or all my siblings are nurses, so they value nursing or nursing. Um, I've spoke. Others in our African community would say, because nurses, you'll always have a job, and being immigrants in some countries, your profession will be in demand. So go on and take it. But at the end of the day, if nursing was not your calling, it makes a major difference at some point in your career time when the rubber meets the road, as the saying goes. Where do you stand? What is your foundation? What are your foundational principles that brought you into nursing? Um, and at that point, you have to now define yourself either to pivot into another role in nursing or to leave the profession altogether. And I'm not saying that people leave nursing because of um, the wrong decisions they make. I am just saying that some people do. Some people come in for various reasons, and at the end of the day, the specific reason that you came into nursing will be your backbone, will be that foundation you fall back on, because nursing is not easy. You have patients that will insult you. You have doctors that will talk down to you. You have managers, supervisors, organizations that will treat you wrong. Um, or you may just have difficult situations that you try to process through your career and don't make sense. Um, and obstacles will come on the way. Like we had COVID. COVID hit us hard. We had Ebola in parts of the world and Africa. And all of these pandemics and epidemics that have come and gone, we know COVID isn't gone yet, but these will come as turbulent times. And as a professional, something will keep you in your profession. Something will keep you anchored. What is that? What would keep you anchored in your nursing profession at the end of the day? When the rubber meets the road, when the hammer meets meets the nail, and you are hammered at work, what is that thing that will keep you at work? Is it a calling, a vocation, or is it a profession that will keep you in the job, or both? Or both. And personally speaking, I would tell you that for me it was the vocation, the reasoning that nursing for me is a vocation. That is what has kept me going strong. God comes first, but the vocation, knowing that it is my calling to serve, and to take on this healing ministry as a steward of the healing ministry of Christ. That is what has kept me throughout my career. And listen, we all have stories. My stories are dirty, clean, some parts, some are just ridiculous. And I know you have stories too, but let me just let us all know. And I cannot wait to hear you. I want to hear your part. feel free to tell me what you think. Let me put the link. We have few minutes. I should have put this up earlier if anyone wanted to join me locally and or those who have good connections and would love to join me for the remainder of this podcast. I would appreciate it. And I have posted the link in the chat, so feel free. Um, yes, it is unfortunate that my guest for this podcast has really, really experienced um, tremendous technological uh, challenge challenges, I would say, um, and at the as a result of that, we have truly not been able to capture his story. That calls for a rematch or a another showtime in the future when he has a good connectivity um, that he can join us. And if you're watching um, the recording, if you're watching the replay of this episode, feel free to send us well, just comment and let us know what is your feedback on this topic, and if you want to be my co-host, my guest on future show, uh, please do send your interest, make your interest known by that email that is being um, uh, projected on the screen there. And if you do know nurses that would love to share their stories, please do invite them, encourage them, give them the email. The nurses in charge. Let me see, is that the email I was projecting? I believe yes, the nurses in charge at gmail.com. We are a nonprofit organization. We connect nurses. We celebrate nurses' wins. We empower nurses through professional development, in training, through collaboration with other nurses. We do collaborate with other organizations as well. If you have your organization and you believe um, in our mission and vision, our vision is to bridge the gap between the novice nurse and the expert nurse, and to create a better future for nurses where the global platform becomes a one village, become a one community for all nurses to connect, for all nurses to network, for nurses to cheer up each other, where nurses may feel estranged or feel isolated somewhere. We want for nurses to connect. Um, Gone are those days where a nurses in the same country don't even know each other. We want for nurses to know each other within their own regions, and for nurses to then branch off and get to know and collaborate and network and partner with other nurses around the world. We have organizations that have come and partner with us, and I would tell you one major um, pet peeve or nurses in charge is that we do not compete. We instead collaborate. We instead build relationships. Where you have organizations say, "Oh, they have their mission mirrors mine." Then come and merge with us. Let us make one big organization and work together. Um, if you are an entrepreneur and This is the platform to be on. We have our nurses globally. So what a place for you to come and be that trailblazer, that mentor within our programs, that nurse that show that um, demonstrates that nurses are, beyond borders. Nurses are unstoppable. Nurses are resilient. So feel free to join us. Um, Again, we had a show, but it got interrupted. But again, I've shared some, I've shared my own stories, and I would love to hear your story as well. So feel free to email us. Feel free to check our website, Nurses in Charge. Let me put that up for you. NursesinCharge.org. Let me make sure I spelled that right. NursesinCharge.org. Visit our website. We do have a inquiry form there. If you just want to inquire about Nurses in Charge, or you want to join us so we can, this movement can be globally achieved. And I will let you know, we are a faith-based organization, meaning that we are Christian-based, but we welcome all religion to come and party with us, come and make this global movement of nurses connecting, nurses celebrating each other, and nurses empowering each other. So feel free to join us. Feel free to please share the information that you have received today about nurses in charge. Share with other nurses in your region. Um, and also come and join us and be a leader within Nurses in Charge. And I would say that the name Nurses in Charge, you are in charge. When you come into nurse to this organization, you are in charge. What are those reforms that you would love to impact globally? What are those policies that you want to change? Or write those policies that will go to propel nurses to make a better work environment to best serve our patients. Are you an instructor, a researcher? Come and join our team. Okay, so we call on all talents. And if you're not a nurse at all, maybe you are the husband or the wife of a nurse. What is your profession? What are your talents? What are your gifts? How can you help nurses in charge grow? You then become the subject matter expert. Can't say the word, but yes. So you then serve within your profession to propel nurses, these nurses in charge mission globally. Um, Now, for funding, we take donations, we take grants. If you're a grant writer, please join us, because we have projects that need to be funded. Okay, so again, feel free to email us in regarding any of these proposals, any of these information I've shared with you, and partner with us, support us, because we refuse for nurses to be divided, to be isolated, to be ostracized, to be discriminated against, for nurses to be in a toxic work environment, or for nurses to be in parts of the world where they are not the standard of education is not the same across the board. So between 2024 to 2035, our mission and goal for those years, we have set to level the plane, and it's called the Gains Program. So it's a global initiation of accountability for nursing sustainability. We want to make sure that all nurses globally are sustained in their jobs, in their workplaces. They're not just being flip flopped around. They're not just being walked upon, or they're not being underserved in their workplaces. And violence, no zero tolerance for that. So the gains program truly, I can tell you more about that on another episode of share your nurse story. But I just wanted to let you know that we are making um, uh, we're making big waves to make sure that nurse 20 years from now, nursing will not be the same as it is. And when I say the same, currently there are so many gaps in nursing. A nurse in Liberia, a nurse in India don't have a standard of education, a base, I would say, a baseline of education where a nurse in India can say, yes, I have the same education as a nurse in Liberia or a nurse in the US. Um, and I say that because we are starting to identify a lot of gaps in the education systems globally for nurses. And we want to close those gaps. We want to bridge those gaps. We want to make sure that all nurses are their education have a, a standard that goes across the globe. Okay, how we're going to get there is strategic partnership, um, reforms, um, global initiatives that will truly get us there. And I would just praise God because we are getting so many um, uh, sponsors, partners globally that are coming on board and just like they believe in this mission. So please do join us and help us make this possible. Let us support our nurses. We save lives. We serve humanity from the time a baby is born till the time that baby leaves the earth or that person grows up and or passes on by death or whatever means. So we see life in the beginning, we see life in the end, in other words. So, and we do that wholeheartedly. We come into nursing um, we make that choice. Listen, we could choose to go and become other professionals. We could. There are so many professions around the world, but majority, I want to truly believe, at least 99.9% of nurses come in to nursing as their calling. They come in with their hearts because no one can truly pay a nurse for what we provide. What we our services can never uh, be fully compensated for. That's the reason why they pay us by the hour. If any job out there, I challenge you, you want to pay nurses for the services we provide, let's try that. Every service like doctors do. A doctor comes in here and checks and listens to your heartbeat. They're checking that. A doctor orders an ultrasound and gets the result and start treating every step, every aspect of that care. Um, the charges are per service, not by the hours. Doctors don't get paid by the hours. Why are nurses being paid by the hours? By the hour. Why other medical professionals? We see respiratory therapists, we see radiologists. These people are being paid by their services they provide. Nurses don't. So I would throw that out as a challenge for us to have this conversation. Are you an employer? Do you pay nurses by according to their services being provided and not by the hour? Because compensation is a major deal. Okay, is a major deal. And I will close up today by saying Compensation is a major deal because you find nurses globally multitasking, having multiple jobs because we cannot make ends meet. We're being paid by the hour, and we do too much to be paid by the hour. At the end of the day, we are struggling globally. Nurses globally. This is not just an isolated situation. Nurses globally are struggling to make ends meet for for themselves and their families because we are not paid for the services we provide. We provide too many services, and some go unnoticed. We cannot even chart it all. If we wrote everything down, they say if you don't chart it, if you don't write it, it wasn't done. But listen, we will be on shift for 24 hours writing every bit of it, but we need to write it down. Until we start writing it down, people don't know we're providing all this care to our patients, and then we burned out. In many burnt outcome. That's another topic for another day. But we give so much of ourselves. At the end of the day, we get a little bit back. So if it's not a vocation plus a profession that calls us into nursing, I don't know. You tell me what brought you into nursing. So thank you again for your years of service as a nurse. My heart goes out to all my nurses globally. I say thank you. May God bless you all. And we look forward to episode number 8. That is another story for another day. Okay. But join our team and help us grow this mission. Help us to achieve our mission and vision to connect nurses, celebrate nurses, and empower nurses globally. We're bridging the gaps between the novice nurse and the expert nurse, and we're making it happen. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure. My name is Dr. Nyempu Kemu Hall, founder of Nurses in Charge. And listen, it's been uh, partially a monologue here at times, but it's okay. We'll get the message across. Bring your stories and share it by yourself. Share it from yourself. We don't share your story for you. Nurses sharing their own stories, and watch our previous episodes and you will be amazed. You all have a blessed day, everyone around the world. Thank you for those who joined. We appreciate you and look forward to episode number 8.